My girlfriend 25F confessed to me 24M that she felt comfortable with another guy.
My girlfriend said she was comfortable with another guy. So this morning, my girlfriend just confessed to have been attracted to another guy in a festival, ergo, alcohol, substances etc. This wouldn't have been much of a problem for me, as everyone has the right to feel attracted to another person physically, it's only natural. However, the fact that she felt guilty about the fact unsettles me, making it seem as if the attraction was not only physical, and I'm not sure how to react. I know for a fact she hasn't cheated on me since she's such a bad liar. It would be very easy for me to detect, but I can't help feeling stupid and insecure about what transpired.
What do you think? Thank you very much.
TBH, I'd chalk this up as an uncomfortable win. She is being very honest and open. That being said, if she never was going to act on it and it doesn't have wider connotation for your relationship, then it's usually best left unsaid, I think. Lots of people, as you say, have little moments of connection with others like that.
Some random guy who happened to be at a festival. Is that the end of it, or is there ongoing contact? Did she get his number? If he's gone, let him stay gone. If he is still around, you have some negotiating and clarifying boundaries to do.
She's such a bad liar, it would be very easy for me to detect. This is something that would embolden a good liar.
Thank you for sharing, and I understand how those phrases could make you feel insecure about your relationship. It sounds like your girlfriend suffers from a lot of shame and guilt, probably because of her upbringing. That level of shame is going to keep her loyal to you even if she is unhappy. In fact, if you ask her to marry you today, she would probably say yes despite her uncertainty. So don't have to worry about her hurting you anytime soon. If you care about her being happy as well, I would allow her to feel safe sharing her truths and making adjustments when you are able to. So, when she shares stuff like this, thank her for sharing, and don't make it a big deal because it's not.
If you don't give her freedom to be herself now, she will eventually insist on it later. And believe me, later will hurt more than now.
Been married for a couple of decades, you will find other people attractive. I have found that a lot of women will only tell you the parts you could tolerate so as to not destroy the relationship. Talk to her and ask enough open-ended questions, not yes or no, to make yourself comfortable, and if you don't like or cannot accept the answers, end the relationship. I'd ask things like, did you give/get his number or trade social media info? Did they add each other to social media? Does he live close? Have you communicated with him since? Etc.
Wow, people in here are so jaded and genuinely advise people to exit relationships on very little info. People are different. Some don't feel attraction for other while in a relationship. Some do. And it is no big deal unless the attraction is a symptom of something missing or being off in the relationship. Talk about this and explore. It is not about the other guy. Most people will at some point experience this many times during a relationship. But as long as you don't emotionally or physically cheat, you are respecting your partner in your relationship. She could trickle the truth, but your gut says she is honest and you should trust that. Most people would say nothing if they had something to hide. I feel like her honesty is to be respected, but probably was oversharing. Yay IDK. I've never felt attracted to anyone other than my fiancé. I found people pretty and such, but I've never been attracted to others. If the attraction is more than looks, proceed with caution because that's a whole diff story. I have been pretty close to your GF's position, also 25F, and honestly, for me, I felt guilty about feeling something that is totally natural. But being so dedicated to being faithful, I was scrutinizing myself right down to my own personal thoughts. I think her brining this up to you in this way might be a good sign that she's with you for the long haul. But it can be hard when you, through either parents, online circles, friends, or society that has molded a bit of a skewed view on what faithfulness really is. Which I 100% did.
She's really open, Don't think too much of it. She might just feel guilty for finding someone else attractive, even if it's just natural.
I know for a fact she hasn't cheated on me. No, you don't. You think she hasn't. Big difference between know and think. I have seen a huge number of posts saying the same. Along with, she would never cheat. And, she is not like that. She is a person. And like all people, she can be tempted and possibly succumb to that temptation. I have a couple of questions and I will then let you know what I think. Was the festival local or did she have to travel to it? If so, was it overnight? Were you with her? She said she was comfortable with this guy, which implies that it wasn't just someone she saw, but someone she had interactions with. What were the interactions? I don't think she would share this if it was only feeling comfortable with another guy. Wouldn't make the risk-reward worth it. I think she might be feeling guilty about something. Then again, that's just me. There is such a thing as sharing too much. The idea that you wouldn't be attracted to someone else is ridiculous. And it could happen much more often than most would care to admit. Maybe it was something that scared her and made her feel guilty. But it's not something she should feel guilty about. You both need to talk about what is and is not worth sharing. Otherwise, this will drive you two apart. This is being blown out of proportion to real relationship issues. Many couples follow the rule, you can look but you can't touch, being attracted to other people purely based off their looks when you are in a relationship. Doesn't mean that you are being unfaithful, and or does it mean that your partner is not good enough. However, it could be possible that she feels guilty of being attracted to this other guy, as in choosing whether she should act upon this attraction. You should take this up for further discussion with her if you haven't already. Communicate with her whether this was the case or not, and decide what steps to take from that. This is a critical point for you to establish a deeper level of trust with her, so tread carefully. If you believe that the situation is exactly what you mentioned, then I would let her know how much you appreciate her honesty and trusting you with something so uncomfortable for her. Then try to help her unpack what made her feel guilty. It is normal to feel attraction and connection with other people, and it is 100% possible to embrace that while respecting the boundaries of your relationship. Many people would take the opposite route and show anger, jealousy and possessiveness. That kind of response nearly guarantees she would not feel safe being as honest in the future and can foster a ton of resentment. I'd say talk to her about your feelings. She is probably going through some guilt and the openness is good. Reciprocate. But the festivals probably need to stop for a bit, and she has to cut off any contact with the dude. Text, social media, Discord, friend group, whatever. Emotional cheating is a very real thing, and you both have to keep a lookout for it. If not, might be time to ask yourself if she's the one you should be spending your time on. She got a brief crush on someone. That happens all the time. Her feeling guilty and confessing to you is actually a sign she values you and your relationship. You will get many crushes throughout your life, too. That's an opportunity to show her you'll be alright without her and that your well-being does not depend on anyone. That will raise your value and level of attractiveness in her eyes and in your character. You know, there are kind of people, I don't have much info on your GF, that are honest to a fault. Not the honest jerk type, but the honest clumsy, dumb type. She maybe felt insecure about that kind of feeling and in her honesty ended up sharing it with you, which made it worse in this case. If you trust her completely, have a good talk with her, try to feel where your relationship is in. Move one if was just a fleeting moment of attraction. Well, men or women, you can be attracted to another person. Your GF simply encountered such a person. Good news, it was just a guy in passing. Plus she was honest enough to tell you about me. I'd simply say thanks for letting me know. The worst thing you could do is get pissy or butthurt over it. That's just unattractive and will stop her from sharing in the future. And 8 or all when Stacy in accounting wears a blouse, pencil skirt and high heels, you can't help but get a little bit hot under the collar, can you? Treading the comments. Yes, I suppose it's possible that she's trickle-truthing and there is worse unsaid but in less op. Heard about this guy from a third party, why would she say anything? Trust but verify is my motto in relationships. Romantic relationships are like business relationships. You don't have a right to privacy. The other partner is free to look through the books at any time. Every now and then I check my wife's phone. If she's smart, she looks through mine. We both have friends, clients and work colleagues of the opposite sex, and while I hope I understand my wife's boundaries, do I understand theirs? We've had situations in the past where male associates of hers have crossed the line. She works in healthcare. It's common, unfortunately. And my wife's naivety meant she didn't pick up on it as quickly as she might have. But when she did, she dropped the hammer on them and told me about it. In some ways I'd seen it coming, and she asked me, "Why didn't you say anything?" To which I answered, "You've got to give a person enough rope to hang themselves sometime." Which applies to her too. That's married game. Spurgs will say your partner shouldn't go on a girls' night out, shouldn't have male friends, etc. etc. That's crazy talk. She likely is surrounded by men at work. She wants to cheat. She's going to. Let her. Give her that rope. All she'd be doing is revealing her true self, and that's the thing. It's 2023. No one gets horsewhipped for cheating anymore. You don't even need cause for divorce in most jurisdictions. So all you can do is keep your wits about you. Trust but verify. She got rammed by the festival toilet's dog.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.